All right, we're live.
Welcome back.
Yeah, how's it going, buddy?
Going good. What is shaking, Mr. Nerdy Couch?
Oh, just chilling and chillaxing at home, waiting to have a good time with you here, and
Yeah,
and all the fans.
all the fans
All the
just
fan.
jumping in. I'm sure
What are we doing today?
we're talking about Mandalorian, season 3, episode 2.
Um, Great episode.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Great episode. Enjoyed it quite a bit.
I love it.
Um, before we get into this, that we got to issue the old spoiler alert. You know,
Nice.
we've got to issue the old spoiler alert.
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
Laura, thank you very much for coming.
Yeah, thanks for
Um,
joining.
Thank you for being our fan.
Our number one fan,
All
or is
right.
that our only fan? I'm not really.
I don't know. It's definitely one of the two.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's 3, I think, really. Or are you not a fan?
No, she's a fan or an only fan. It's one of the
Oh,
two.
she's on OnlyFans and one of our fans.
It's probably both.
It's all of the above.
Yeah. Thank you for joining us. Um, Mandalorian.
Mhm.
Um, Pedro Pascal.
Pedro, yes, Pedro.
Um, just rocking it.
Have you ever heard him say his full name?
No, not at all. Yes, all of the above.
Um, I can't remember what it was, but like Pedro is, I don't even think was his first name, but it's long, like it's like a four name kind of
Well, that's too much name.
thing. And Pedro is indeed rocking it.
Yeah, oh yeah, he's killing it.
If you check out the Nerdy Coach Facebook page, I did just post a meme about it with Pedro's head superimposed onto like a bodybuilder.
Yeah,
He's
just
carrying two
carrying
giant
all.
weights. He's carrying HBO and Disney Plus.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah.
Brilliant, brilliant. Where do we start with this episode?
We're gonna start on Tatooine, the classic planet, the most probably well-known planet
In the Star
in
Wars.
Star Wars.
Oops. Yeah,
There it is. Ooh.
that was some bad producing right there.
Yeah.
If only we had a producer.
This is and we find out that this is Boonta Eve actually, which is kind of
Yeah.
cool. You know,
So you get a little pod racing or some sort of racing in this
yeah,
scene, which is kind of cool because it kind of mirrors um episode 1, is it?
yeah, and Anakin that race when he's a little kid is on Boonta Eve as well. So
Yeah,
it's kind of
there's
like
some
a
nice little
throwback
wipeouts
piece.
and stuff like that. It's a cool scene.
Yeah, I love anytime you get to go back to Tatooine. I think really is just it's fun, it's enjoyable.
And then we meet some reoccurring characters.
Yeah, Palimoto.
Um, Definitely being produced poorly here. Um, I didn't want the little picture.
That looks it's good.
I like her as a character.
I love her. Yeah, she's probably like if they were gonna have consistent cameos, this has got to be one of those characters
She
that
brings joy to my life, and that's good.
yeah, not that Rodian's life though,
No, not at all.
because just stealing parts off his pod racer.
Oh yeah, absolutely hilarious. And then she has the what is it? She has her droids put the parts
Yeah,
back together, but paint them
yeah,
so they look like new parts. That's great.
and she's obviously in partnership with those little Jawas too, because they're
Yeah,
just
yeah.
out
She
there
has got
stripping racers.
she's got a good racket.
Yeah.
The Jawas are here. Hey, ahoy, mate,
Hey, Captain. Long time no see. I think.
Captain.
Good to see you.
Big fan of the Cap. The Jawas here, they can find just about anything.
Yeah, but no,
Okay.
you know what they can't find?
What can't they find?
They can't find a what is it? Is it the memory unit?
Is it the memory chip?
I think it's
No,
the
it can't
memory
be the
unit.
memory unit because then he'd have a new memory. They're trying to reset him back to IG. We're talking about, obviously.
Yeah, I think it's his memory unit is what the problem was there. IG-11 needs it so that he's not reverting back to old programming.
Yeah, you know what? By the end of this, like as soon as you see this little guy right here. Why do I keep doing that? As soon as you see this little guy right here, I start to worry that I'm not going to get to see IG back in his former glory.
She dated a Jawa. I think she did mention that in the one episode too.
I'm not going to judge.
So,
all right.
Is this, if I'm not mistaken, and correct me if I am, but
I think I know where you're going, and I don't think you're mistaken.
Uncle Owen, this R unit has a bad motivator.
Yeah. Could it be the same unit?
Oh, it's for sure. He looks identical.
Yeah.
It could be twins.
She did say that he served.
And I think in like canon, he's got a bit more backstory, and then there's some legend stuff where I think he was like a droid Jedi actually. So that's kind of just random.
Yeah, he does not want to go.
No. Well, who would want to go if he has any idea where Mandalore is, and if he was serving in parts of the rebellion and stuff, like or the Galactic War before that?
Let's call it what it is. He's a wimp.
He is. He's kind of he's like a whiny version of R2.
Can you hear the wind?
No.
In that, oh god,
I can hear something backing up though.
I've got the window cracked just a little bit because it's warm here.
Are we moving on? Are we moving on past Tatooine already? Is that what we're doing here? It's like
it's quick. He's in and he's
out. Quick scene.
All right.
I mean, it's Boon to Eve.
Yeah, we don't get to really experience Boon to Eve very much though. All right, we're in and we're out. Okay.
Fun fact.
I gotta close that real quick.
Okay, go ahead. Boonta is...
They're plowing.
That's inappropriate. Boonta is a hut that was raised to godhood by the Huttese, and that's where Boonta Eve came from. So that's a fun fact that Dan will never know.
Yeah, every time I leave, we get like cool information.
Yeah.
And then I don't get to hear it.
I have just so we're clear, I have notes all over the place right now.
So you're just going to be scrambling, eh?
Really excited about stuff, but
So
also...
he's pretty adamant that he needs the part to get IG running, but she's like, oh, he'll be just as sufficient. The little R unit.
Yeah,
all right.
It pushes him out. I was surprised he went.
So he accepts, and they get off onto on the road again. They're back on the road again. Back on the road again. All right, and where are they heading?
Mandalore.
Mandalore looks a little different.
Mandalore looks like it was fusion bombed, is what it looks like.
A little crystallized. Okay.
Yes.
Why does it look like this? Because of that.
That's right.
All right.
Yeah.
Now, why did this happen?
So there's Mandalore fought against the Empire quite heavily. There was unfortunately a bit of a civil war with Bo-Katan and her sister. Her sister was actually the ruler at the time, and Bo-Katan was a part of the Death Watch. And Death Watch is kind of, I think, where that's a part of what Din Djarin is a part of now. But Bo-Katan obviously saw some of the error of her ways, but too late, because the Civil War weakened the Mandalorians, and then you get the Empire just rolling in and carpet bombing it.
Now, did they strike back?
No, they've been fragmented ever since.
Oh, well, that's a shame.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they do end up landing,
Yes.
and reluctantly, is it R5?
R5, R5D4.
Okay. Very reluctantly,
Mm-hmm.
he sends R5 in.
Yeah, he's not happy about it.
He's, like I said, reluctant.
Yeah.
He's a little while in there, and
He's just not coming back.
he just doesn't come back. So we got to go in and get him.
I think it's so cool, just as an aside, that like the entire Mandalorian thing came from just kind of creating backstory for Boba Fett in the earlier movies, like the first movies.
That is, it's crazy that like a small character became a big character and developed like a story of a whole society, right?
Yeah.
We come back to this location like 13 times in this episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
it's pretty much like
spot.
it's go, leave, go, leave, go,
Yeah.
leave. Right. I find it funny. I find it funny that it's the first place he looks.
Yeah. Like he
There's
just lands and he's like, there's a cave and I'm gonna go into it. Because he was raised on like a moon or whatever, right? So
yeah. Like Bo-Katan knows where it is.
yeah.
I understand why. I don't even know. I guess she needed to know where he was, not where
Yeah.
the location of the mines are.
Right.
Right. But like he didn't know where he was going. He just landed and he was just apparent. He just got lucky.
Well,
right?
the Force is obviously with him.
I guess so. I mean, you got me. All right. He has to fight off some of these. What are these?
I want to say Alec might.
Have you seen these before?
No, so in my reading travels, these guys are just like specially made for the show, so they're new. But they were like inhabitants of the waste, I think is what Bo-Katan mentions in this episode. So they were on Mandalore. They just weren't anywhere but these like
yeah, they never came near like the city or whatever.
No.
Right? They were on the outskirts.
Right.
So they did exist.
Yeah. But
they were kind of outlanders type deal.
Yeah.
All right. So he has to fight them off. Uses the dark saber.
Yeah, because he kind of they slap his gun out of his hand there, and I thought, I mean, Mandalorian just losing his gun like that, trying to pull a little big stick.
He's not great with this weapon.
No, and what I can't remember exactly how the armor explained that in those previous episodes. That it's like the weight of it to him is so much more because he doesn't believe that he's the true wielder of that sword and stuff.
Well, and don't they
is interesting.
Don't they explain it much more in the animated series?
They don't really explain. Like they explain the history of that blade and stuff, but they don't exactly explain. They don't. I don't think explain why it would be heavier for him than.
I think in not in Clone Wars. It's in one of the other series.
Okay.
That that somebody does explain it a little bit more in depth.
I'm gonna have to
roll back. I'm sure of it. And it's I only know that because I watched someone else talk about it.
Oh.
All right. But he's not great with this. And what I think I like about these creatures, I can't remember what you called them again.
Alamites
yeah. Is if you look there, in the corner, the weapons that they carry are crafted out of the crystal from the planet.
Oh, they are too. So they're just living it up there.
I think that's really cool.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's a cool little aspect of that, right?
Primitive society, just living off crystal stuff.
Once he defeats them, he can now gander upon what used to be Mandalore, the Mandalorian city.
Yeah, that's the capital city right there.
Right?
Or the under part of the capital city. Yeah.
And what a beauty.
How far along are you in some of those like Clone Wars episodes and stuff? Have you seen Mandalore in all its glory?
I'm not terribly far.
Okay. So once you get in for far enough, you'll get to see like this city, but in all its glory and majesty.
In all of its Mandalorian glory.
Because they were like a pacifist society under Bo-Katan's sister. So they weren't into fighting and all of this other stuff. So it's interesting that, because they were a warrior society when... So the human Mandalorians aren't even like the original Mandalorians. They were just kind of integrated into the tribe, just like they do with all of the, like with Grogu, he's a foundling. So the original Mandalorian race just basically doesn't exist any longer. But these guys used to ride around on like mythosaurs and stuff like that. So
mythosaurs, is that what we see in the...
Yeah, for sure it is. It's gotta be, has to be.
So we find out he rescues the R unit, the R5 unit, and we get some readings.
Yeah.
Okay. The little guy he was useful.
Yeah. But why didn't they just, my question, why didn't they just have him take these readings right there?
Like where he was?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe they needed to get further in.
He brings them back here and says, hey, give me the readings. So did he take them in there and then come out and give the readings? I don't know.
I'm going to assume, okay?
We'll assume.
All right. Let's let that go.
Okay.
All right. But the planet has breathable air.
And that's a big deal.
All right. Breathable air on planet Mandalore. Now he can depressurize his helmet so it's not so uncomfortable.
And stop sounding like Vader.
Yeah. Yeah, you notice that? The breathing? Also, Grogu can come out now and have a good time.
Yeah.
All right. Even though I'm sure that his little pod is probably capable of pressurizing.
I would think so.
That thing is pretty cray, okay?
But I don't like... Because when it closes, it's like a sealed thing. Does it have glass or is it just like a pill?
I'm pretty sure it pressurizes, and it's capable of going of like the depths that it reaches.
Yeah.
Because they go down into, the Mandalorian city quite far down. All right. So it is capable of. It's a pretty crazy piece of technology. Okay?
Like, are you jealous? You want one?
I do want one. I could be like MODOK.
You know what they kind of remind me of, actually? Like in WALL-E. The humans that live in the space station that have become all like lazy and fat, and they ride around on those like little chair things.
Are you going to make fun of me that I haven't seen WALL-E?
Have you not seen WALL-E?
I don't think I've seen WALL-E.
This is this little robot guy.
And I'm into the droids. So
he's like a little droid. He's an old school droid.
Is he like a little Johnny Five?
Yeah. Like I would almost assume that he's based off of Johnny Five, really.
Good, I'll watch it. As they're traveling through the city, there's these little crocodilian creatures.
I thought they were like, until later when we actually see one come out with the wings and start like flying after Grogu, I thought they were just little like rat lizard things.
No, they're definitely like crocodilians.
Yeah, there's something going on there.
Could they be baby turtle crocs?
I suppose potentially, but I don't know. because like they were on, where were they? Different planet, right?
Oh, yeah,
Different
it's
moon?
definitely a different planet. Yeah, you're probably right.
And
You're
these things
probably right.
fly. They had wings.
Yeah, they did. They were like little dragons.
Yeah, like Red Bull style.
Right? Red Bull dragons.
Yeah, they drank. They were like lizard rats, and they drank.
I don't know if you knew this, but the Mandalorian is definitely sponsored by Red Bull, so makes gives you wings.
Yeah, they don't even need jetpacks.
No, the jetpack's unnecessary. They're traveling along, and this made me a tad sad. Okay, the graveyard that this place is.
Yeah.
This truly kind of gave me like the bummers.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it was bad. Like, I mean, just Mandalorian armor laying all over the place and stuff.
Yeah, you've got like the helmets are very prominent, right?
Yeah.
Like that you can see them. The glass decayed out of it pretty much, right? Like what is the glass? What is the visor part of it made of? I wonder.
I don't know.
Because we know that everything else is Beskar, but
yeah,
what makes that material? What is that material? I wonder.
It's glass.
Just glass.
Yeah.
All right. It's a trap.
It's a trap. That's what we need. We need an Admiral Akbar pop up for it's a trap for sure.
Definitely. Because this big bad mofo,
that thing was BA, like
comes out of the ground and just like clamps him like a bear trap. Okay.
And you think like it's just a basic kind of trap like that initially until it starts like straight crawling around.
And then there's this crab droid with this creepy eye thing in the middle. Pretty much the only like non-mechanical part of this thing, right?
Yeah, the weird eye. I hope this thing is explained more, because when it comes out and it's like walking around in that other form, when it comes out of a big crab
this form here, when he's walking around, aside from like the crazy eye and stuff like that, and the noises he's making and stuff like that, it reminds me of like a stripped down Grievous.
Yeah. And that was the vibe I was getting too. Even the way that like they showed his foot first, kind of, in the way that he was stepping out, it felt like Grievous, or it should be something like that. But
yeah, it was definitely like, I almost thought that maybe it was like a descent, like some sort of, I don't know. It gave me the Grievous vibe though.
It did.
Let us know if you guys thought that too. Anybody in the chat, let us know. Did you get Grievous vibes?
Also, I think there was like some tattery wing things or something going on there too at one point. And I know I was reading that there was some like question around whether this was like a Geonosian that had traded in parts of itself to become like Grievous-ish.
Now you're not gonna like me, but what's a Geonosian? What is a Geonosian?
So basically like the droid armies and stuff like that, a lot of that stuff was built by the Geonosians. So
those tall things?
The flying, well, no, they're the flying dudes on the one planet. Grievous is talking to them at one point. They're like a hive mind.
Okay, I think I know what you mean. Yeah, I cannot remember the millions and millions of different races and everything in Star Wars, but apologies.
I remember a fair few. I'll try and pull up a thing of Geonosian.
All right. While you're doing that, we'll kind of carry on. So Din is trapped in this cage of some sort.
Yeah, like, you know what was funny about it?
Like a rotisserie.
What made me laugh was that when the big thing took him, it was a rib cage. It was a rib cage.
It was the rib cage of the thing. Yeah, because then
when
it
it
was,
wrapped around,
and then it
he was
turns
like,
over and it's on its underbelly.
yeah, it was a rib cage
Alright.
guy. Yeah.
Anyway, he's like a rotisserie chicken on this thing now. Okay. And so you got something here for us then?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
these
Oh,
are-
okay.
So that's like the big boss man of the Genoshans, kind of, but you get to see a lot of them.
So that's what Salivar was or whatever.
Salivar?
Salad, whatever. The bad guy that that Anakin was pod racing.
No,
That's not what he is.
no, he's a Doug. Sorry.
Sorry that his human name is Doug.
No, it's not Doug. He's a Doug. Sebulba is a Doug.
Sebulba, that's the name. I could have
I
said
was
about
like-
a million things, and I never would have said Sebulba.
I was like Salazar
Salazar.
Slytherin?
Yeah, I've been playing Hogwarts Legacy. Okay.
There's a Lego guy.
Oh yeah,
That's nice.
completely accurate there. Yeah, we got rotisserie chicken din.
Yes.
And he's taking blood from him. Is that what
Yeah.
he's doing?
Well, it looked like it. So is he trying to make himself a new like body, or
Man, what's he doing with that? He doesn't even know what. Is he B positive or whatever? Or
yeah, he doesn't know.
no, he doesn't know. So okay, no, I get it. There's the lack of wings here.
Well, and he's walking on his hands.
Yeah, we all do that.
It's like to me, there's a fairly large difference.
No. I see that now. Okay, I
Okay.
see that now. You don't have to rub it in. Okay.
I like his glasses. I want his.
Let's get to some Marvel content, and then we'll see who's talking. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
All right.
Okay.
The little dude comes to the rescue, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was excited about this piece where we finally get to see Grogu kind of like coming into his own in this episode for sure.
Anytime you get to see Grogu not flying around in his pod, as much as I like his pod,
Yeah.
when you get that the little puppet hopping around,
And he's he's got mad jumps too. He's just,
oh yeah, he's
a little frog man.
He's a little baby Yoda.
Yeah.
All right. But he's gonna use the Force.
Mm-hmm.
All right, he's gonna at least try.
Yeah.
Okay,
He tries to stuff.
He does. He tries to lift the cage off the bracket. All right, he kind of drops it a little bit, alerting the
cyborg
Grievous wannabe. All right, and then he's got to book it, narrowly avoiding getting shot.
Yeah.
All right.
By like some kind of crazy cool electric spear, by the way. I think
that thing is cool.
It's cool.
He just about makes it out of the cave before he's met with one of the acolytes.
Alamite, yep.
Alamites. I'm just gonna say things, and hopefully people don't notice. Is that all right?
Yeah, you can try that.
But now he force pushes him out of the way like a little badass.
Yeah, he blows that dude right out of the cave.
All right, he blows that dude hard. And he makes his way. What?
Nothing. Awesome.
He makes don't bring attention to things, and they he makes his way back to the ship where he remembers what Din taught him.
Yeah, he's a navigator now. He's a Mandalorian.
And now he's a navigator.
That's right.
Okay. He's phoning home.
Yeah.
He's a little ET.
Yeah. He's like, hey, droid,
go there.
R5D5. Let's go to Kalevala.
Yeah. So he doesn't pilot the machine.
No.
But he does. He's turned into a kick-ass little navigator.
Yeah, he knows where he wants to go. Heck,
all
that
right.
picture's cute, by the way. It's his damn big eyes.
It's great. You know what? The funny thing is that I originally had a picture where his head was turned towards the radar.
Yeah.
And then I saw this shot and I was like, I have to replace it. It's just adorable.
That's the one.
Right. So he makes it to Bo-Katan.
Mm-hmm. What's her last name?
Tan. You're welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
All right. She sees the ship come in, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And she's not happy. Okay.
No.
She's like, we need to get rid of him once and for all.
Yeah. She's just, maybe she was gonna fight him.
There was I watched some things where she was like, does she intend to kill him? Like, let's get rid of him once and for all. That's what you say when you're gonna off someone, when you're gonna unalive someone.
That's right.
All right.
But then, if she did such a thing, she would become the new owner of the
Yes, she would.
Darksaber and be able to lead her people to.
But I heard she's not very good with the Darksaber.
Did you?
Yeah.
She sucks.
So
she's just not meant for it.
She gets in. They take her ship.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh, I have it.
The name of the ship?
It's a Gauntlet Commerce class fighter.
Maybe if your notes were all in one spot.
I know. Because usually I have them up here, so I don't even have to look around. But so that class of ship, that style, was used by the Death Watch, which kind of shows her old ties to Death Watch. Which
that's really cool. Yeah, that's cool.
Is it cool?
Yes, I don't know why
you sound like me. You sound like me when you're spouting random facts at me about like some obscure Marvel hero thing. And I'm like,
I think it's cool. I'm learning, and you're getting aggressive with me about it.
I'm not getting aggressive. I'm fine.
I don't understand why you're getting so.
I don't know. It just sounded patronizing. You were like, "Oh yeah, that's cool."
It wasn't patronizing.
Thanks for the facts.
Okay, we know that I have a condition. Okay, where I can't seem underexcited about things.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. It's like, oh, guess what? We're taking you to Disney for your birthday. Oh, thanks.
Wow, that sounds great. Cool.
Oh yeah. Sometimes people, when they buy something for my birthday, they assume they got me the wrong thing or something, because they're like, hey, oh yeah, thanks. But they finally make it back.
Mm-hmm.
And now again, we come to the same scene again.
Same little cave they walked in.
They go down the same way. Grogu's probably getting tired of the trip.
I like that, you can start hearing the hope coming back to Bo-Katan too, just like being back on Mandalore and realizing that it's not completely poisoned and
that she can step foot on it.
Yeah.
Right now, you get when they're sitting there, she still has, that whole, it's a desolate place type deal.
Yeah.
It's a tombstone. It's a graveyard, right?
Which is fair. There's
a lot of despair here, right? And her being from here and her like pretty much being like the princess of this place.
Well, yeah, and I like kind of being part of the reason that this happened in the first place, really.
There's a lot of baggage.
So much baggage.
All right. There's a ton of baggage, okay? They're traveling through pretty much the same path because she needs Grogu to lead her to Din.
Yeah.
Right? And she runs into the Argonauts as well.
Are they from Toronto?
Yeah. But she fights them off. Like, let's just say that she's the badass of this episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I think if I'm not saying, I'm just saying, but if Din Djarin and Bo-Katan just straight squared off.
went out. Okay, so if Bo-Katan has the dark saber,
yeah,
I don't know if Din comes out of it. You know,
if Din has the dark saber, I don't know if he comes out.
yeah,
I
because
mean, like if he can't pull that out and try and use it on her,
he
just
barely
slow it.
managed to use it the first time. In fact, most of the things that he did was like evasive,
Yeah,
and stuff. You know, I think he maybe took one out with it, right?
yeah. I would say I would put my money on Bo-Katan in this fight. Like if it was 1-on-1, no dark saber involved at all, I put my money on Bo-Katan.
You no dark saber at all?
No dark saber, just throw it off, hang it up, and that's the prize of whatever.
Din often like narrowly makes it out of things.
He really does. He's resourceful, I think, is
Right.
one of the big things.
Whereas Bo-Katan, if you see in that fight that we just described, she wasn't even trying.
No, she didn't break a
Like
sweat.
she whips the cable around, trips one, stabs one, boom, blocks it, and then makes a remark to Grogu saying, "What did you think your daddy was the only matador matador? Also, did you think your dad was the only matador?" Yeah. Do you think he was I like how she referred to him as his dad, though.
Yeah. That was cute. And I mean,
it was very cool.
That might be one of those foundling things. Like
it could be. So Bo-Katan gets to the area, goes to save Din, and gets into a tussle with the Grievous wannabe, is what I like to call him.
Yeah.
Okay. What to call him at this point, I don't know.
I didn't really like, even when I was reading it, I didn't seem to be able to find anything on what he is. I think it's kind of going to be one of those mystery pieces where they're either going to explain it later or it'll just
be nice. It'd be nice to know more. I don't know if this is a new thing or if there's any other lore about it.
I haven't seen anything.
But it's getting the upper hand on her until she gets a hold of the dark saber, which is lying on the ground.
Yeah.
And let's just say she wields this thing like a pro.
She has no problems whatsoever.
Okay, now obviously you don't have to be the owner of this blade, of this saber, to wield it properly, because she does it much better than Din.
Right. I feel like maybe it's like a Mjolnir thing, but
like a worthiness,
but you have to feel as though you're worthy of it,
and she truly believes that she deserves it.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So that could be why she wields it with so much more passion, and you know, it's lighter to her.
Yeah.
You know, he doesn't truly believe that he owns it. He doesn't believe he should own it.
Right.
Right. And she sticks this guy like
she tears him up.
Oh yeah. Pretty much lays him out, okay? And then she's helping Din and getting them to safety. And this thing's got like all the tricks up its sleeves, it seems, right? Because the head crawls off of it.
Yep.
Like a mechanical cockroach, right? And goes and attaches itself to the big mechanized spider
thing,
right? And now she has to fight that. But watching her tear the limbs off this thing with the darksaber,
oh my goodness,
was just enjoyable.
Like, for me, as like a huge Star Wars fan and watching all those cartoons and stuff like that, and then watching this episode, it was close for me when she grabbed the Darksaber to Captain America grabbing Mjolnir in Endgame. Like, it was right there, because seeing her get to wield it,
it's like it's you slowly become a Bo-Katan fan.
Oh, for sure.
Like, how do you not watch something so badass and not like just want to see more, right? It's pretty freaking crazy.
Bo-Katan fan.
Yeah.
Say that 10 times 10
Bo-Katan fan. I'm not going to. I am not going to. With it slain, they make it to safety. They're kind of, they're on like this cliff side almost.
Yeah.
And
is that not where they were standing, the cliffside piece where they're kind of just chilling out? Was that not again back to the opening
of that cave? Opening area?
I'm almost positive.
But I feel like that's counterproductive at that point.
Well, she just was getting him to safety, so maybe she just pulled him back up, and she was trying to talk him out of going to the.
Yeah, I guess you're right. She makes some soup. It's a childhood soup that they would have on Mandalore.
Yeah, everybody. If you were a real Mandalorian, you would have grown up on this soup.
Yeah. He didn't live there.
No. He lived on the moon.
She's trying to convince him. He's not having it. I've gotta bathe in the living waters.
That's right. I like how he drinks the soup, by the way.
I know. He like, there's no possible way he actually could have gotten anything.
And really, like, right now, he's got a free pass. Right?
Because he's about to bathe in the waters and redeem himself.
Pop that off real quick.
Get some air, would you?
Yeah. Let her go for a minute.
No. In fact, this whole time.
Yeah, he could have.
Why didn't he just get some air?
I know. He's so dedicated.
A bit.
That's what cult brainwashing can do to you, kids.
I know.
If there's any children watching this, then shame on your parents.
Just careful about it, all right? Don't spill it down your suit. No. Like, just take your hat. I think those helmets should have like a little flap.
Or a straw. Like
a straw hole?
Yeah. Something. Or like a butterfly thing where it just kind of.
They have the technology. I've seen it.
That's right.
Like, I've seen the technology in this show.
Just roll it out.
All right. Eventually, they make it to the mines.
Mm-hmm.
The mines of Mandalore. All right.
Oh.
And then
this whole bit is like a great scene.
It is. And I love how things constantly mimic the mask or vice versa.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good possibility that the mask mimics these parts of Mandalore and the Mandalorian Tower and stuff like that, right?
Well, and they were very symbolic people, right? Like,
oh yeah,
whether it's down to like their house pennants or those kinds of things, and taking those kinds of symbols and just building their whole existence and identities around these symbols is so it makes sense. Like,
there's like a superstition to it.
Yeah.
Right. Eventually, they make it to the living waters. All right. Where she explains a little bit of the history of the place and a little bit of her experience and stuff like that. Do you want to go ahead and read that?
These mines date back to the age of the first Mandalore. According to the ancient folklore, the mines were once a mythosaur lair. Mandalore the Great is said to have tamed the mythical beast. It is from these legends that the skull signet was adopted and became the symbol of our planet. So yeah, like at some point, these guys were riding around on mythosaurs.
So Mandalore was her father,
Who?
the king, right? Bo-Katan's.
Oh no.
Was he
He would have been like legend.
legend? So who was her father then?
Do they? I don't even know that.
Do they
I'm
ever?
sure it kind of came up, but it would have been in passing, because by the point that you kind of hit in Clone Wars and stuff like that, her sister's already the ruler there.
Because these are the stories that her parents taught her or told her, right?
Yeah, because they would have been passed around, even the way that Mandalore is written there, in that piece, would have been the old, like,
yeah, like the
actual
Mandalore.
the species of Mandalore.
Yeah, so that's very cool. But she's still acting like, oh, these are just stories, right? Not an entire believer yet.
No, and why would she be?
But she's about to be. Because
do you want a fun fact first?
Yeah, we can have a fun fact.
So her sister, Satine,
didn't even know she had a sister.
Bo-Katan's. I just said several times.
No, I knew
this episode.
I learned that just a moment ago.
Oh, okay. Her sister.
You learn all of this stuff in like the animated series.
A lot of it, yes.
Yeah,
yes.
so I'm yet to watch them.
Well, when you do,
it's a big undertaking. It's a large undertaking.
Scandalous. Satine is Obi-Wan's love interest.
Okay, you know what though? I have heard that name, and I do know the story of that. I did research that.
Did you?
Okay, I just didn't know it was Bo-Katan's sister.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now I know.
Wow, it's all coming together. There's
It's
such a big puzzle.
It's all coming back to me now.
It's such a big puzzle.
Thank you for that tidbit of information. You know,
I just kind of punched in quick to see if I could find out what their father's name was, and the only thing listed for family was Satine, and then Corky.
Oh yeah, you know Corky.
Her nephew Corky, and that's it. So
yeah. I hope they do like a whole series on Corky now.
that's all I got.
Corky. Star Wars Corky. Yeah, so he finally gets to step into the living waters,
taking a dip
of Mandalore, and he is going to recite his vows again.
Yep.
And just like at the beginning of this series, when the vow is interrupted.
Yep.
By a sea creature.
Yeah.
All right.
Now, was it interrupted by a sea creature, or did he just not realize that there was no floor there?
That's a really far way to just fall in the water.
Like, whoops.
Like, how heavy is Beskar armor?
Too heavy for him.
That's the question that I'm gonna have to ask.
I feel like it's got to be fairly lightweight, right? Like,
yes, it has to be. But this is definitely a Jaws type dragging down motion.
Yeah.
Right. You know, a little kink in the neck, even. All right. Bo-Katan instantly is the savior.
Yes.
Okay.
Much like I think she should be the savior of the Mandalorian people.
Don't slam your desk.
I'm sorry. I didn't even. I was just tapping it lightly. I was trying not to slap my desk.
Is she destined to be?
like if she's not, and she doesn't find her redemption in this series at some point where she gets to like lead the people, because Din has no interest in it. And
I feel like she's heading towards a redemption arc.
It has to be. Like, you can't really have Din Djarin take over the Mandalorian.
No, it's not his. It's not who he is. It's not his role.
No.
Okay, he knows his role.
Yeah.
All right.
Jabroni.
Yeah. Thank you. But she dives to the depths of this place, and it is far down.
Yeah, it is a ways. She's using a jetpack underwater, and still it takes a little while to get down there.
She does save him. Bit of a blurry ass picture, but
it's awful picture.
You try to find a better one.
I don't think you can.
Okay, it's just not happening. Okay, but on the way back up, now when you're watching it, if you rewatch it, she's so concerned with saving Din that she passes right by this thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna I really did. I should have rewound and had another rewatch of it, because.
Do you know what year it is? We don't rewind anymore.
I didn't notice.
Okay.
We don't rewind?
We don't rewind anymore.
You just rewatch the whole thing?
What are you doing? Putting a pencil in it and...
There's still a rewind button on my PVR or on my streaming service.
Are you seriously using a PVR?
Yeah, I use my PVR. I watch Top Chef, Next Level Chef, Tournament of Champion. I watch.
Can't
a lot
you
of
just watch
shows.
anything whenever the heck you want now?
I don't think they have those. I don't even know what streaming service they would have all my little cooking shows on, and they don't have The Voice on there.
I don't know you anymore, man. I don't even know you anymore.
You know, I like The Voice.
I like your voice.
Oh.
The beast, what I'm going to call, other than Bo, the star of other than Bo, I'm going to call this the star of the show. Okay? Because on the way back up, they see this.
Yes.
Okay? Now, you got your little people there. That bright light is them. And then you got this thing. You got this.
That's so cool.
Do you think she's a believer now?
She better be. I was so excited to see the myth. Like, I didn't expect it. I didn't expect to see a mythosaur.
Like, their sigil is based off of this.
Yeah.
Okay. This is crazy.
Like, the scope of that thing.
It's huge. Like, how big are these waters?
Like, you got to expect that that's like AT sized like creature.
We're gonna that's a kaiju.
A kaiju.
All right. That thing's like gonna fight Godzilla soon. Yeah. There's no doubt in my mind. All right.
I feel like, yeah. Be a solid size for Godzilla fight.
So they get back up. Now is Din gonna be a disbeliever? Din was out cold through this.
I don't know how I don't know how it's all gonna go. Like, I feel like there needs to be some sort of understanding or middle ground, I guess, between the two ways. Like, this is the way.
Yeah, which is the way?
Like, because just.
But like, you notice that there's been a flip flop where Bo-Katan is the believer.
Yeah.
And Din isn't having it, and then it flip flops, and Din believes and she doesn't.
Right.
Now is it going to flip back where she's a big believer, obviously, but he didn't see it.
But I don't think Bo-Katan's going to just be like, you know what, I'm never taking my helmet off.
No. I think that she's going to live in her own manner, but I think that she's going to have a different set of beliefs now.
Yeah.
Where some of the stories aren't bullshit. They're not just stories anymore to her. So she's definitely going to look at things a little differently, right?
Do you think Din's going to leave for a bit and he's going to like come back and then Bo-Katan's just going to ride out on a mythosaur?
That'd be pretty epic. I'm not going to lie to you.
She's like, I don't need no dark saber. I got this thing.
So another question.
Mm-hmm.
The armorer.
Yeah.
The armorer.
Yeah.
Did she know this thing was there? Did she send him knowing that?
That's kind of possibility, right? Because doesn't she mention something about like you'll know, or like will know that you've been there?
So, what is it? Does it present itself to somebody that's worthy?
Maybe. And if it did, it just presented itself to Bo-Katan, not Din.
Like, did it present itself to him, though? Like, it dragged him under the water.
It was like, I'm going to kill this motherfucker.
Now, was that...
Sorry.
Yeah, everybody gets one.
Okay.
All right. This is what I'm wondering is what this all means. Okay. Did you just have a brain fart? I guess we're gonna find out.
Well, we're gonna have to.
All right.
I need to know. Like, I think Mandalorian does a great job of just doing those cliffhangers that make you need to know more. Like you're just sitting there waiting. Like Last of Us, which we'll be talking about tomorrow.
Yes, join us for The Last of Us.
I think 8 o'clock, 8:30.
I think 8 o'clock tomorrow night.
The Last of Us
links in the bio.
A lot of their episodes almost cap off like the story that they're telling each episode.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas
these are big cliffhangers.
Have these cliffhangers constantly. Like even season finale cliffhangers, it's constant cliffhangers, and it makes me just want to eat it up.
So something about this episode that I like,
yes,
is that thank you for giving me your undivided attention. It's so simple.
Yeah.
The concept of this episode is so simple and basic, but for some reason, like they literally go back to the same location several times, and it doesn't seem stale. It doesn't get stale. The storytelling doesn't, get bogged up.
Right.
It seems like a quick, simple story. It's literally a guy trying to have a bath.
Yes.
Okay. That guy tries to have a bath, gets into some trouble. His little friend goes and gets some help, saves him. Like it's such a simple concept, but it works brilliantly. And it just makes for like a smooth story. They could have just said, "Hey, guy has bath."
Good.
That's
good.
That's the description of the show right there. Guy has bath.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Banana rating, real quick.
Shoot. Ooh. I'm gonna.
I said.
I don't even. Did we do a banana rating last?
I don't know that we did. And
I
don't have to if you don't want to. We can just say it was good if you'd like.
No. Banana ratings are a staple. Who are we without banana ratings, Dan?
Just
who are we?
Just two guys. Sitting in a room, trying not to cross any lines.
I'm gonna have to kick it around a solid 9. Yeah.
I'm gonna keep. I'm gonna keep. Actually, we did banana rate because I gave it an 8.
Okay.
I'm gonna keep it at an 8.
Nice.
The show is solid, but I want to give it room because I can see big things happening.
Oh.
All right, and like we said, I need to like slow my roll a little.
Yeah.
Okay, because I was, The Last of Us has got me giving 10s, and I just can't be that.
Yeah,
I can't be the 10 guy all the time.
It's boring watching us rate The Last of Us though, because
I don't even know if we rate it anymore. Anyway, guys,
like, it was solid 10s. That's it.
Awesome cover, by the way. That's an awesome cover.
I thought you'd like that.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Oh, is it a peach?
Yes, sir.
Nice.
Yeah.
Anyway, everyone, we love you.
Yeah.
Take care.
Do all the things, like, subscribe, notifications, blah, blah,
See
blah.
that little bell down there? Hit it.
Do
so you
things.
Don't miss our show tomorrow.
That's right.
All right?
But
take care, everybody. Bye-bye now.